Morning, it is Craig Bennett, aka Cash Cake here for another Prize Picks video where I give you my 5 favorite Prize Picks on today's NBA slate. We got a massive one. It is the last day of NBA regular season. We have tomorrow off. Then we have a NBA play-in where the 7th and 10th seeds play in, and then playoffs start on the 22nd of May, going until July 22nd for Game 7 if needed. Ton of NBA, man, right until NFL season. So can't wait for that. But with that, if you don't have a PrizePicks account, head on over to prizepicks.com. Use promo code DFSArmy. Get 100% instant deposit match up to $100. And I give you the plays, and hopefully you can win some money. But if you like these videos, hit that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up, and let's keep cranking these out for you. So with that, let's jump in and see what we got on tap for today. All right, as you can see, I have my 5 favorite picks up here. We'll talk about it a little bit, some other things. Again, if you haven't seen, head on over to my YouTube page, and I dropped a video this morning for the early slate and kind of talked about the 5 games on the early slate, with the playoffs, the play-ins, and teams that have something to play for and whatnot. So with this, first we'll go over the 5 favorite plays that I like. Number 1, the top one that I do like is Devin Vassell over 28 fantasy points here. Spurs have nothing to play for. They're in the 10th seed. I think Pop's going to just rest all his guys again. And if that is the case, if he does rest his guys, I like Devin Vassell for over 28 fantasy points. I don't mind going down in this same game if you didn't want to go Vassell. I do like Gorgie Jang here. He is sitting at 26 fantasy points. I like the over on that one as well. I think he could get a little bit more run. I think Eubanks still starts, but I still think Dang could get more run. He got 25 minutes yesterday and put up close to 30. So a guy that I do like is definitely Vassell number 1, then Dang, and then it'd be Lonnie Walker be number 3. Number 2 here I like is Peyton Pritchard over 25 fantasy points. Again, I did not think that Tatum and Fournier would start yesterday, but I get it. I listened to the press conference after the game. Tatum talked a little bit about just wanting to get a good game in and good feel because of how bad they've played over last week. So I kind of get it, but there's no reason for them to play today. They are all doubtful. So we'll see Peyton Pritchard over 25 fantasy points here. I don't mind Tremont Waters for over 22 fantasy points. I love that one as well. Either one of these guys, I do have a lot of love for on this slate. So maybe if you want to play them a couple different ways, play Pritchard in one, Waters in the other one. I do like this. Let's take advantage of the situation where these guys should rest, and we should get some Boston and Spurs value here at the cheap guy. So that's number 2 I like. Third one here, we're going to go Caris LeVert over 43 fantasy points. Now, with this situation with Caris LeVert, I don't know if Sabonis is going to play. He didn't play yesterday. Indy does need to win here. Basically the 8th, 9th, and 10th seed in the East is up for grabs. So if Washington beats Charlotte today, Washington is going to grab that 8th seed. So all these teams are going to want to win. So I think we can look at Caris LeVert over 43 fantasy points, regardless if Sabonis plays. If Sabonis plays, I like over 48 fantasy points. He should crush this too against the Toronto team that's playing all of their scrubs. There's no starters playing for Toronto. So both LeVert and Sabonis love the over, but LeVert 43 seems low. He put up over 50 fantasy points against the Lakers last night. So if he's a little bit tired and Sabonis plays, Sabonis might be able to get that at half against Toronto. So again, depending on what's going on, if Sabonis plays, I probably like him number 1, LeVert number 2, but either one of them, I like the over here. Let's go down to the number 4 play that I do like here, and this is Miles Bridges over 30 fantasy points. The reason I like this is, again, Washington plays at a fast pace. They're one of the worst rebounding teams in the league. And I just think that number's a little low for a team that should be playing. Again, they're on a back-to-back, so they played yesterday, played heavy minutes, put up a monster score over 40 fantasy points. In this matchup against Washington, I can see him going back and doing something similar. So I like the Miles Bridges over 30 fantasy points. That feels a little low. Even if you want to look at Rozier and Ball, those numbers are a little bit higher. I prefer the Miles Bridges, but definitely teams that got to play, Washington and Charlotte are playing for that 8 seed. So I like taking that. And then the 5th play here, I like Draymond Green over 38 fantasy points. when the single stats come out, if his assist numbers are around 7, or his rebounds are number 7, around that, I would take the over on those. We don't have them right yet because I'm doing this early in the morning. But if we get those stats that come out, that's where I would want to sit at. I like the single stats for rebounds and assists. So that's where I would look at things. These are my top 5 that I like. Again, Charlotte and Washington have something to play for, so you can look at these guys playing their starters heavy minutes to get this win. They don't want to go down and play in the 9th or 10th seed for sure, where you have to win a second game. Come down here in Toronto. I don't mind looking at Flynn over 35 fantasy points. Again, all their guys are out, plus Trent and Boucher are both doubtful, so it's going to be all the scrubs again, so I don't mind Flynn a little bit. Don't mind looking at Birch, athletic bigs against Indiana, even if Sabonis plays, he could still get there as well at 27 with no Boucher, so I don't mind the over on that one as well. Again, Boston, I want to look at these guys. Randall, 46 fantasy points seems a little high. I'm not sure I want to go there, but again, he put up a 70 spot yesterday. But if they end up just smashing Boston, maybe Tibbs don't run him out in the fourth quarter and rest him a little bit. So that's the only thing that would worry me. If it's a close game, though, he'll smash his 46 fantasy points. They don't have anybody down there. They got Luke Cornett down there. Shoot. I mean, we might see Taco Fall play a little bit, man, if you've ever seen that massive guy. But nothing that's going to be able to stop Julius Randle. So if you're going to bet, I bet the over. I just worry about minutes if they do start smashing them there. Again, coming down to Phoenix, I don't think Phoenix are going to play their guys. We got Crowder at 24 fantasy points. I don't really have no love there. And then the big game here, the game that's on, basically you're playing for the 8th and 9th seed in the West. So you definitely want to win the 8th. So this is going to be a fun game to watch in the afternoon, where we have the Memphis Grizzlies going against Golden State. And I told you I like to Draymond Green over 38 fantasy points because they need to win here. And I can see, even him getting close to a triple-double. He's going to do everything he can so they don't have to play in that 9th and 10th play-in and win 2. So I can kind of see them. I can kind of see Curry seems a little high here, but again, Curry's just been unreal lately. But that number seems a little high. I don't really want to touch that. Ja Morant, 36 fantasy points. Not sure I want to touch that either, but if I would definitely go the over. Joe Val, they don't really have any bigs that control him. I would go the over on that one. Jaren Jackson, that number seems about right for him. Coming down to Brooks, Bazemore, don't really have nothing for those guys. I might go the under on Toscano Anderson at 24 fantasy points. Again, if they play Draymond Green a ton here, maybe we don't see a ton of Toscano Anderson. Kyle Anderson, again, it seems about right. Same with Brooks, same with Bazemore. Brooks, he can get hot. I guess I would lean the over on him. And then Wiggins kind of, he can get hot, but I think Draymond and I think Curry are going to put this team on their back to try to get in there. So then coming over to Brooklyn at Cleveland, I think I would lean the under going on, Kevin Durant or Kyrie Irving. I don't think they, need to play a ton here. They played last night, didn't play a ton of minutes. So I would lead the under on these guys for that. And that's where I'd kind of lean. Again, these are my 5 favorite plays. We'll go over them one more time. Devin Vassell over 28 fantasy points. I don't mind Gorgie Jang either for the first spot here. And then second one, we're going to go Boston. Peyton Pritchard over 25 fantasy points. I don't mind Tremont Waters over 22 as well. Those are my basically 4 favorite plays. And then we're going to go Karis LeVert, 43 fantasy points. It's either that or Sabonis. If Sabonis is out, I love Karis LeVert. It's way too low. And then Miles Bridges and Draymond Green to round up 4 and 5. So with that, again, those are my 5 favorite picks over at prizepicks.com. Hope these help you win some money today. Again, if you don't have an account, head on over there. Use promo code DFSArmy. You get a 100% instant deposit match up to $100. And again, enjoy your Sunday. Got a little basketball on tap. And with that, I'll see you on the flip side. Deuces.